Guys, welcome to my channel. I am going to do SAM Critical Thinking Project 1C Excel Module 3 Performing Calculations with Formulas and Functions. So in this video I will be doing this assignment step by step so that you can get your assignment done by watching this complete video. So if you want me to do this assignment for you, or if you want me to do this complete course for you, including all the Excel, Word, PowerPoint or Access assignments, you can contact me and you can hire me for your complete course. So first of all, we will click on start button to download the materials for the assignment. So there are two files. One is the instruction file and other one is the start file. So I will download all the file first. So I have downloaded the file, so let me open the instruction file first. So new perspectives Excel 365 2021 Module 3 SAM Critical Thinking Project 1C, and the title of the assignment is Scrub J Peripherals, and we are supposed to perform calculations with formulas and function in this assignment. So basically this is the third chapter of Excel section of this course, and in this video I will be doing this assignment step by step so that you can get your assignment done for you. But if you want me to do this assignment for you, or if you want me to do this complete course for you, you can contact me and you can hire me for your complete course, including all the Word, Excel, PowerPoint or Access assignments. You can also hire me for your other courses like accounting, management, finance, information technology, computer sciences, all other writing assignments, mathematics or statistics. So getting started with the assignment, we are supposed to download and open this file, that is Excel Workbook NP EX365 2021 CT3C. So I have already downloaded this file. Let me open this. So new perspectives Excel 365 2021 Module 3 SAM Critical Thinking Project 1C Scrub J Peripherals. That is the title of this assignment. So this is the file that we're going to use to solve this assignment. We will apply all the instructions and all the steps to this Excel workbook, and we will make this Excel workbook in the final form for the submission. So your first task is to download this file, because we're going to use to solve this assignment this file, and all the questions will be solved in this Excel workbook. So I have already downloaded, and you can download this from your course dashboard. So now you can see that there is nothing else to do in getting started section of this assignment. That is just about downloading the files. So I have already downloaded the files, so you can download these files. So I have downloaded. Now we will move to main part of the assignment, that is project steps to complete this assignment. And total steps to complete this assignment are 15. So we are supposed to solve 15 questions to get this assignment ready for the submission. So now I will start doing the question, and you are just supposed to follow me if you want to get this done for you. So question number 1, or step number 1. Danilo Levlin is an entrepreneur planning to manufacture and market an innovative handheld controller for virtual reality gaming. Danilo is building a business plan as he recruits investors and plans logistics for the launch of his new company, Scrub J Peripherals, and wants to use Excel to summarize data and create projections. Switch to sales projection worksheet. The table for yearly sales projection should show year-over-year growth projection ranging from 5 at low ending at 35 at high, and from 2024 to 2028. So the thing to do is extend the percentages horizontally up 35%. So now you can see we will go to the sales projection worksheet, and we have the sales projection, that is the growth rate given in row 5 and 10%. We are supposed to extend these growth projection up to 35%. So we will select these two growth projection, select these, and use fill handle to drag it to right up to H6. So now you can see that we have growth projection up to 35%, and that is all required in step number 1, where we were supposed to extend the growth projection so that we can get the growth projection up to 35%. So we got the growth projection up to 35%. So that is all about step number 1. So we are done with first step. Now let me do step number 2. So step number 2 is saying extend the list of year down 2028. So now we have year 2024, 2025. So we are supposed to extend the year up to 28. Like A9 will be 2026, A10 will be 2027, and A11 will be 2028. So we will select these 2 years. We will use the fill handle down up to A11 so that we can get the increment of year up to 2028. So I have used the fill handle down up to cell A11 to get the year up to 2028, and that is all required in step number 2, where we were supposed to get the number of year or list of year up to 2028. So I used fill handle down up to A11 to get the year up to 2028, and that is all required in step number 2. So we are done with second step as well. Now let me do third step, that is step number 3. Autofill the formatting from A7 up to H8 through the cell H11 to format the rest of the table. So now you can see that A7 up to H8, this range has a specific formatting, but we are supposed to copy this formatting up to cell H11 so that this whole table should have the formatting similar to this range. So we are supposed to copy this formatting. So I will select this range A7 B7 up to H8, and I will use fill handle to drag it down up to cell H11. Now we are supposed to copy the formatting only. So I will go to the option, and from here I will select fill formatting only. So click that cell. So now you can see that whole table has the same formatting. We were supposed to copy the formatting. So for this purpose I used fill handle, and then from option I selected fill formatting only, this option, to copy that formatting to the remaining cells of the table. So that is all about step number 3, where we were supposed to copy the formatting. So I have copied the formatting. So that is all about step number 3. So we have completed third step of this assignment as well. And now we gonna do next step of the assignment, that is step number 4, because we are done with third step. Step number 4. Calculate the 5% projection in 2025 using a formula that multiplies the 2024 values by the percentage and then adds 2024 values to the result. Be sure that the formula always reference the percentage row. Copy the formula down to fill the remaining years and then across to fill the remaining percentages. So now we are supposed to go to cell B8, and here we are supposed to calculate the 5% projection. So for this purpose we will type equal sign, then we will multiply B7, that is the projection for 2024. We will multiply this 5% growth rate. Okay, then we are supposed to add this result to the 2024 projection again. So we will add this to 2024 projection. Okay, so we will get this result. So now main thing is to make row 6 static. So now you can see that all the growth rates are given in row 6. So row 6 is not changing, only column name is changing. Like B5 row is 5, like C5 row is 5, like D5 row is 5, like E5 row is 5. So for this purpose, in this formula we will make some editing again so that we can make row 6 static. So for this purpose we will make row 6 to absolute. For this purpose, we use a dollar sign before row 6. We put a dollar sign and press enter. So this will be our final formula, multiplying B7 by growth rate that is given in B6, then we will add the result to B7. So we got the result. So now next thing to do is we will use fill handle to copy this formula up to B11, so that we can get the 5% projection for 2026, 2027 and 2028. So I will use the fill handle to drag it down. So we got the other year 5% projection. So these are all the 5% projection. So now we are supposed to get the 10%, 15%, 20% projection in the remaining cell. So we will select B8 up to B11 and we will use the fill handle to drag it to right so that we can get the other projection. So we got the other projection as well. And that is all about step number 4. So now let me match the result to the figure, and you can see that our results are exactly same. So that's mean we have done this step correctly. So we are done with 4 steps of this assignment so far, and now we gonna do next step, that is step number 5. So I am doing this step by step and I am explaining it as well so that you can understand this as well. Step number 5. Step number 5 is saying switch to cost estimate worksheet, which shows the cost per unit for manufacturing and shipping among various vendors. Delino wants extra data to help make vendor and shipper recommendation. Use a function to calculate the average manufacturing cost per unit. In appropriate cell, use a similar function to calculate the average shipping cost per unit. So first of all, we are supposed to go to the cost estimate worksheet. So now you can see that we are supposed to calculate the average manufacturing cost per unit in cell A9. So A9, we are going to calculate the average manufacturing cost per unit. So average will be the result of these 3 vendors, and manufacturing cost for vendor 1 is 28.08, 02, 26.80 is for vendor 2, vendor 3 is 31.15. So we are going to get the average of average manufacturing cost per unit. That we can do by calculating the average cost for these 3 vendors. So we will go to cell A9 and we will type average function. Double click on that. So we are going to get the average of these 3 values for 3 vendors. So when we will get the average of these 3 vendors, so we will get the average manufacturing cost per unit. So average, put the average function, then select these 3 values, or you can type the range A5 up to A7 and we will get the result. So 28.66 is the average manufacturing cost per unit. That is the average of these 3 values. Okay. Now we are supposed to get the average shipping cost per unit. That we are supposed to calculate in cell D9. And you should know that the average shipping cost per unit will be the average of these 3 shipper cost. And these 3 shipper costs are given in this range starting from cell D5 up to D7. So we will use average function here. Okay. Then we will select these 3 values. So select these 3 values, or you can type the range here, that is D5 up to D7. Because we are going to get the average of these 3 values, then we will get the average shipping cost per unit. Okay. So 6.08 is the average shipping cost per unit. Okay. 6.08 is the average shipping cost per unit. So we got the average shipping cost per unit, that is 6.08. Okay, that is all about step number 5 of this assignment. So we are done with 5 steps of this assignment so far. And now we're going to do next step, that is step number 6. So step number 6 is use a function to calculate the maximum manufacturing cost per unit and also maximum shipping cost per unit. Similar to previous step where we were supposed to calculate the average manufacturing cost per unit and average shipping cost per unit, now we are supposed to calculate the maximum manufacturing cost per unit and the maximum shipping cost per unit. So in cell A10, we will calculate the maximum manufacturing cost per unit. You already know the result. So among these three vendors, 31.15 is the maximum manufacturing cost per unit. So our result should be 31.15 because 31.15 is the maximum among these three values. So we will go to cell A10. We will use maximum function. So type equal sign and type max. Double click on that. Okay. Now we are supposed to select the range that is A5 up to A7. So we will type A5 up to A7. Okay, press enter. So now you can see that our result is 31.15 because 31.15 is the maximum value among these three values. So 31.15 is the maximum manufacturing cost per unit. Okay, so we got the result. Now we are supposed to use similar function, maximum function in cell D10 so that we can get the maximum shipping cost per unit. And you can see that among these three values, 6.22 is the maximum shipping cost per unit. So our result should be 6.22. So again, we will type equal sign and type max. And from here, select this range that is D5 up to D7. And you can see that 6.22 is the maximum shipping cost per unit because 6.22 is the maximum among these three values. So we got the average and maximum manufacturing cost per unit and the shipping cost per unit. Now we're going to do next step, that is step number 7. Step number 7 is use a function to calculate the minimum manufacturing cost per unit. In the appropriate cell, use a similar function to calculate the minimum shipping cost per unit. So now, like previous two steps, now we are supposed to calculate the minimum manufacturing cost per unit and minimum shipping cost per unit. So for this purpose, we will use the minimum function. So go to cell A11, type minimum, and we will get the minimum function. Double click on that. So now we are going to get the minimum of these three values, and you can see that 26.80 is the minimum among these three values. So our minimum manufacturing cost per unit will be 26.80. So let me select this range, and you can see that 26.80 is the minimum manufacturing cost. Similar to this, we are going to get the minimum shipping cost per unit. So our minimum shipping cost per unit will be 5.83 because 5.83 is the minimum among these three values. So our result will be 5.83. So let's see. Type equal sign minimum, select these three values and press enter. So you can see that 5.83 is the minimum shipping cost per unit. So we got average, maximum and minimum manufacturing cost per unit and shipping cost per unit. So we are done with 7 steps of this assignment in this video. That is almost half of the assignment. So if you want me to do this complete assignment for you, or if you want me to do this complete course for you, my WhatsApp number and email is showing at the bottom of the screen. You can contact me either through WhatsApp or email, and you can hire me for your complete course, including all the Word, Excel, PowerPoint or Access assignments. You can also hire me for your other courses like accounting, management, finance, information and technology, computer sciences, all other writing assignments, mathematics or statistics. So I will get back to you with another useful solution. You can explore my channel to see more useful assignment tutorials for you. So I am providing services to students to complete their courses. I can do your complete course and I will guide you in your course and throughout your degree program. So thank you so much for watching my video. I will get back to you with another video.